Hey guys, it's me, Cool Robert, and I thought I'd make a video showing off everything in my Godzilla Monsterverse collection. So since I brought all the figures out for that little TikTok I did, I thought why not show everything off? So let's get started. I think it'd be only fair to start with the first thing I've got for the Monsterverse, which is this. I think it was called the Godzilla Destruction set. I don't remember. I'll put a little name right here. So this thing comes with this little Godzilla minifigure made by Bandai, and it's also got a little building that comes apart so Godzilla can destroy it, and it also comes with a jet. So I got this from this little gift exchange thing we did during this gym activity back in my high school. I forgot the name of the guy who gave me this. I am so sorry, but if you're watching this, thank you for the Godzilla. And he also got me this other Godzilla figure. I think it was the original 1958 Godzilla. Next up we have this entire building set that came with Godzilla and the female Muto. And it came with some helicopters and jets. Came with this building right here. Also came with this other building, which I spray painted gray. I think there's another building that came in this set. Alright, so we do have the buildings that come apart. And the Muto, you can actually take the arms off. I actually used this feature for that one Tommy and Sparrow video. But here's a cool little trick you can do. You can switch the position, put the arm back on, like so. So it looks like the Muto's ready to slash, or has a jet and is about to throw it at Godzilla. Come on, hold the jet properly. There we go. And throw! Just pretend that hit Godzilla. And you could just pop the joint back in just as easily. So the Muto here, it's got some nice detailing. It's got this red color for the front leg, which is what I'm gonna call it. And the back leg is coming forward, almost like it's trying to take the place of the front leg. It's got some more details for the rib cage. And I assume that's where the eggs were. But the weird thing about this Muto figure is it's got hooves instead of feet. I'm pretty sure in the movie the Mutos had toes. So what the heck, Bandai? Why'd you give it hooves? It's not a horse. I'm thinking of getting those two Muto figures made by Photon Collectibles. If I do get them, I will paint them up and I will show them to you guys. And this Godzilla is obviously the same as this one. So nothing new there. Actually, well, it's got some articulation, but the joints kind of pop off when you move them. I had a third mini Godzilla. I think it came with other buildings, but I cut off part of its tail to use for a custom. By the way, these guys were a birthday present. Along with the big boy here, one of my favorites in my collection, the NECA 2014 Legendary Godzilla. I absolutely love this figure. It's got amazing details. The sculpt is totally cool. Love the colors on this guy. Got some really good articulation, but the one problem I have is when I put him in with some other figures, the dorsal spines on this side sort of got bent to this side. The same issue with the tail. It got placed in a certain spot for too long and it's now pointing in this direction instead of pointing straight like it used to. But other than those issues, I love this guy. And also, his spines are pretty sharp. So if you accidentally grabbed him the wrong way, you could hurt yourself. Same thing with his claws. They are pretty sharp. Just look at those suckers. They are pointy. And that's why this thing's made more for people who collect figures instead of little kids who play with toys. So you shouldn't get this for kids, otherwise the sharp spines or claws would hurt them. Now let's talk about my boys and girl from King of the Monsters. First, we got my boy Rodan here, the fire demon. This boy right here literally came out of a volcano. That's how awesome Rodan is. His body is lava proof. Imagine having your body lava proof, so resistant that you can go inside lava without getting burnt. That's how cool Rodan is. And even though the NECA figure has a little bit of limited articulation, the detailing is a completely different story. Just look at that. Look at all the texture in the skin and the colors. I think it's pretty spot on. Let's get a good look at Rodan's head sculpt right there. Hang on just one second. It's got some pretty nice detailing. Although I think the color of the eye on this side is a little off. Also more detailing right here. The wings go this way, and they can also move down. You can also rotate them, but you gotta be a little careful with it. And now Rodan's doing the thunderclap. I'm thinking of getting the Hiya Toys Rodan, but I'm not gonna get rid of the NECA one because this one was a birthday present and also holds a special place in my heart. Don't worry, fella, you're not going anywhere. Next up, we have the NECA King of the Monsters Mothra, one of my favorite OG monsters from the Godzilla series. And I like the role she played in King of the Monsters. Back in the original, Mothra and Godzilla were kind of like rivals, but instead, they had Mothra and Godzilla have a symbiotic relationship, working together. It doesn't look 100% like how Mothra looked in the movie, but detailing is surprisingly good on a little figure with a small body like this. The wings used to have articulation, but I glued the big ones in place because this one had a little stress going on. Look, it looked like it was about to break off. NECA should have taken that in consideration. So the legs right here move, so the back legs. I think they're on the ball joint. This one's a little warped in this funny position. Same thing with the back leg right here. Should look somewhat like this, but instead it's warped whoop in that position. The wings right here still move. I might also get the Hiya Toys Mothra. And I also want to get a Mothra larva. Next up, we have Ghidorah, the one who is many. And this is the one that's made by Jakks Pacific, and I kind of painted it up a bit. Well, right now I'm sort of updating this a little custom. But the figure here, it's got some articulation in the wings, so you can move it this way, up and down. The other wings got the same side. I think this side's a little loose, and the other side, I think it's kind of loose, but not as loose as this one. I mean, look at this. You also got some movement on the legs. And for some reason, this one's a little loosey-goosey. I might try to fix that. The tail's got some rotation. And the heads also have some articulation. This head right here. Oh, wait a second. I glued these heads in place. I forgot. I don't think I glued this one in, did I? Oh, I didn't. The cool thing with this head is you can remove it to recreate the scene where Godzilla rips off Ghidorah's head. Ah, he took my head off! Ghidorah comes with this building and this little small version of the USS Argo, which is not really in scale. Check out how big it is compared to Godzilla, where it should be somewhere around that size. And as for the building here, it works the same way like these ones. Just gotta push it the right way, and it's kind of hard to get it to break because of how it's sculpted. There we go, now it's destroyed. So I gave this thing some orange, a little bit of an orange paint right here to recreate that effect where he's ready to fire his beam. The head sculpts don't look totally accurate, but they do have some decent sculpting in them. The rest of the body's got a really nice sculpting going on. Love the details going on in the wings, all the little wrinkles and folds. You can see the skin texture right there. Got some good texture right here. As soon as I finish painting him up and making him look good, I'll show him off in a future video. He's still one of my favorite Ghidorah figures, but I'm hoping to get the Hayat Toys Ghidorah soon. I've heard it's a little pricey, but I think we might be able to get it. Might be able to, remember that. If we don't, then we're stuck with this guy. Right here we have the most recent addition to the collection, a skull crawler. The arch enemy of Kong in the Monsterverse. These creatures were the reason Kong's kind were wiped out, and Kong is the only one who can prevent them from completely destroying life on, I was almost gonna say Prehistoric Island, but it's Skull Island. What is wrong with me? So this figure is made by Playmates and is a part of the Godzilla vs. Kong toy line. I like this thing because it's got a nice sculpting details on it. And it also comes with the Heave, the vehicles for Hollow Earth. Hollow Earth Air Vehicle. I think it also stands for anti-gravity vehicle, because the gravity in Hollow Earth is a little different compared to the surface. But let's get to the skull crawler here. He's got the eyes, which are right there instead of right there where you'd think they'd be. I think it's interesting that they added that little feature to these guys. I wish I'd gotten that one skull crawler that came from the original Skull Island toy line, but I missed out because I'm a complete doofus. Hopefully one day I can get my hands on that one. Until then, we got this skull crawler. I'm actually planning on painting this one to look a little more accurate to the Skull Island variant. And I also plan on getting the skull crawler from Hayat Toys, which is coming out soon. And now we're on to the grand finale of this video, the customs. We got Dakuwanga the Shark God, who's not officially in the Monsterverse, but he's in my Monsterverse. First Monsterverse movie I'm making should hopefully come out this month. Next up, we have Titanus Leviathan, who I'll be doing a video on soon. Next up, we have my Monsterverse Kumunga. I hope Kumunga makes some appearance in the Monsterverse sometime in the near future. We'll just have to wait and find out. And last but not least, my take on Titanus Tiamat. Not accurate to the current Tiamat they have in the Monsterverse, but I painted it to have the same color as that version of Tiamat, and I love how it looks. Maybe in the future I'll get a more accurate action figure of Tiamat. But until then, that's it for my Monsterverse collection. If I get more Monsterverse figures, I'll make a part 2. I'm currently working on more customs. But until then, I will see you guys later. Peace.